I want to make sure that you get it my way. So we are in Unit 4 still. We are still graphing linear equations. And day what? 5? Day 6. Wow. Okay, so again, if you've got the notes, great. I would still suggest copying them down because it's good to have two different ways of seeing things. Mrs. Armstrong gave you a way yesterday. I want to show you my way, and there's probably going to be some things that you hear differently from hers to mine. So far, all we've been talking about is slope. Slope is a constant. It is steepness. It is all of these things. But right now, here's all I want from slope. What is the variable that we use for the constant of slope? What?
M.
M. Slope is the variable M. Right now, we have two ways. Well, you have three ways now, but you had two ways on your quiz. The first way to find slope was from a graph. What two words do we really care about that we need to find it from a graph? Come on, I need more hands in this. You already took the quiz. You already have it. It's still on the board. I need more. So if you have to go back into your notes, if you have to look up on our anchor charts, do so, but I need more than 3 or 4 hands. So that means you're going to open up your notebooks. You're going to find out what two words that we need for from a graph. And if not, you can find it up on the board. Right now I've got 5 hands. You guys can put your hands down. I'm going to wait.
We should all be able to say it. We should all be able to say
Okay,
it.
now I've got 7 hands.
Yeah.
Mom, I need at least 10. There's 8.
We have the
I'm missing 2 more.
information here.
There's 9. I need 1 more. 10. Good. Brooklyn. Rise over run. So it is rise divided by run. Right now, we want slope to stay as a fraction. Okay? Tomorrow, I promise you, you're going to understand why having the rise over run as a fraction is going to be important. Okay, we're going to start graphing a little bit tomorrow. We're not just going to find slope. So, rise goes which 2 directions, Caleb?
Up and down.
Up and down. Very good, sir. Mason, you ready? Run goes which 2 directions?
Side to side.
Okay, that's, give me directions like up, down, left, right.
Left, right.
Left, right, thanks. But side to side, good. Okay, that's rise over run. We also said, hey, wait a minute. There were letters that were associated with up and down. Gracie, what letter is associated with up and down? Take a wild guess. He gave you 2 choices. It's still on the board.
X or Y?
Y. Good, because our y-axis is our up and down axis. Okay. Run. Go ahead.
X.
Yeah, those are my axes. Shoo. Thanks to making me look bad, guys. Jerks. I blame Sammy.
What did I do?
Everything. Rise over run. Okay? We've quizzed on that. You got your quizzes back yesterday. You guys did great. The second way was from 2 points. B. What's the formula for from 2 points?
That's the whole parenthesis.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it?
So what's the letters that we're using?
The letters.
Mm-hmm. It's up there if you need them.
Oh, X1, Y1. Right?
Kind of.
I don't know.
You do, because I've seen you do it on your board, on your paper. Haley?
Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1.
Good. Y2 minus Y1 divided by X2 minus X1. These are when we have points here. Okay? And again, you've done that. The third way, which is what Mrs. Armstrong taught you yesterday, which I heard you guys did great. And why don't I have fun markers? I don't like Christmas colors. 3. And folks, I've taught algebra for, oh man, how long have I been teaching? 12 years, 11 years, something like that. I've taught algebra for 10 of them. I assure you that you will spend months in algebra on slope-intercept form. You will be tired of slope-intercept form. I promise you that we're going to spend months on slope-intercept form. So you need to know this. It is by far going to get you through algebra with an A, if you know this. Slope-intercept form is the equation y equals mx plus b. We don't know anything about this equation yet except that y is isolated. It's by itself. There it is. You learned yesterday that m is something and this b is something. Yes? Okay, we learned that m was something? Well, I'm going to add b. What is my m? This should be the easiest thing. What does m stand for, Evan?
Slope.
Slope. And then this is going to be a tomorrow lesson. But b stands for something as well. And all I want you to have written down is y-intercept. And we'll talk about what y-intercept is tomorrow. But right now, the important thing is knowing that slope-intercept form is in the form of y equals mx plus b. If I say, hey, what is slope-intercept form? You're going to say y equals mx plus b. It's an equation. It's our most common equation. So what did we do yesterday? Well, yesterday, the goal was to isolate y. It is not in slope-intercept form unless we isolate the y. Carly, what's isolate mean?
Get it by itself.
Get it by itself. Okay? You have to get the y by itself. Ah. Ms. Armstrong, I think I should go to the doctor eventually.
It's only been about 4 weeks.
Ms. Armstrong, do you know I'm stubborn and hard-headed and a little egotistical?
That's new to me, that's
Oh.
new to me.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I want everybody to know that Mrs. Armstrong's lying right now. So now you can understand that Mrs. Armstrong's a liar. So when she says, "Hey, you should just believe me," it's better. Winning.
They all know that's not. We've had real conversations.
I know. You told them that you're moving to a law farm in Alabama.
No, I did not do any such thing. They're laughing because they know you.
Slope-intercept form. Yesterday, we did very basic. Okay, we're going to stay very basic. Are there other ways to see problems like this? Well, yeah. 3x plus 4y equals 12. Right now, you're not quite in algebra. I'm building you up for it. Your algebra teachers next year are going to teach you, hey, there's so many different ways to put things into slope-intercept form. I'm starting you off from standard form into slope-intercept. Standard form has x plus y and then a constant. That's it. What do we need to do first to start to isolate the x? Okay, we did this yesterday. I should see more hands. Maddie, what are we going to move first?
I would say make that like dividing line of the equal sign.
Okay, I'm good with that.
So find the balance.
Yeah.
Find the balance point, good.
What it's called.
Bianca, what should I do next?
Subtract 3x on both sides.
Okay, I'm not going to say you're wrong. Why am I subtracting 3x though? Why am I not adding 3x?
Well,
Why wouldn't I add 3x to 3x?
Oh, because it's positive.
Oh, because it's already positive. So we're trying to move everything from this side to the other side to get y by itself. So if I added 3x, that would give me 6x, which doesn't move it from this side. But 3x, taking away another 3x is 0x's. So this is now 0 on this side. All of this comes on down. So now I have 4y equals. Can I combine 12s and my 3x's? Nobody wants to combine with any of my x's, I assure you. So we leave these separate. So now I've got negative 3x plus 12. Come on, moral compass, where you at? So now I've got 4y equals negative 3x plus 12.
Funny.
Everybody with me? Now listen, look what I've done. Where is my x at? Is it farther away from my equal sign or closer to my equal sign? Closer. Because the form for slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. The x value, the x term, is closest to my equal sign. Still with me? Okay, now what? I need more than 2 hands. I need more than 2 hands. Come on. We did this yesterday.
We were rocking this yesterday. We all know, most of us know.
Go ahead, Jackson.
Next step.
So after that, you have to divide 4y by 4.
Good. Stop there for me. This is 4 times y. So to get 1y, we're doing division because 4 divided by 4 is 1. 1 what? Well, 1, well, 1y. Here's the problem that I've seen. I've been around enough algebra teachers that I've seen some students do this. Is that wrong? No. Is that going to be the most helpful? Absolutely not. Okay? I want you to divide each individual term by 4. Are you me or?
No.
Okay. So now we're dividing. Negative divided by a positive is negative 3/4. Do not keep the x in the numerator. It's mx. M is by itself, then the x. I want that x by itself. Still with me there? 12 divided by 4, Simone.
3.
Correct. We get 3. This is slope-intercept form. You were doing this all day yesterday. Or at least that's what I've heard. Questions there? We need to do another example. Okay, all we're focusing on right now is getting them into slope-intercept form. So you're in your groups, talk it over. I want you to try this one on your own. It's going to be a little bit trickier. 5x plus 8y equals 16. Actually, let's make this 17. Little bit trickier. So on your own, give it a try. Once you're done, talk it over and explain your steps to the people around you.
Yeah.
Bless you, David. If you need a Kleenex, it's back there. So this is a little different from the ones that you saw yesterday.
You have to solve it. So when you solve this, your credit is solved. You have to write why. Oh, yes. Write the whole thing out, and then your very last step. We need to know what.
No, no mixed numbers ever. Okay, pause. So, listen. I know that I really jumped the gun and made it tough. Tough. Here we go. So listen. The goal is the same. We are... Okay, I need eyes. We're moving the x first. For everything that we do, we're going to move the x first, then move whatever with the y. What kind of x do I have? Positive or negative? Positive. So to move a positive 5x to the other side, we subtract 5x. And guys, listen. I know that you are, and I don't want to use the word lazy, because it's not lazy. You want to cut corners. I was the same way in middle school. Show your work. A lot of you aren't doing this, and that's causing problems on the next step. If I subtract 5x here, I subtract 5x here. Why is that important? Mr. H, I can do this in my head. Why is it important? Well, great. 8y comes down. What kind of 5x do I have? That's why it's important. Because I saw a lot of people who didn't have the negative 5x. What kind of 17? Okay. Now, it gets still a little bit trickier. How do I move 8 times y? What do I have to do, Carly? Divide it by 8. So now I'm dividing each individual thing by 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1y. Okay. Here's where it's, because Maddie did it great, and Maddie's like, I don't know what to do from here. She had this. Can I simplify negative 5 divided by 8? No, they're not both even. They're not multiple, so I put negative 5/8. Okay, that's important. Negative 5/8. The x comes out to the side. What about 17/8?
Would we simplify?
You can't simplify it. 2 doesn't go into anything. 3 doesn't go into anything.
Bring it down.
Yeah, bring it down. You are allowed to have an improper fraction. That's it.
And so that's new from yesterday, because yesterday with our B, we just used whole numbers. So if you take anything away from this today, it is okay to have a fraction in your y-intercept.
Yes.
Where B goes.
Questions on this? I hope you've copied these down. I hope this reinforced, because Mrs. Armstrong did a great job yesterday based off of, yes?
Can we simplify it to 8 equals negative 5 1 8?
Can you simplify it to what?
So like what the slope is in, and just put the negative 5 over 8.
I don't know what you mean. Can you show me on your paper what you mean? So that's not simplified. We want the equation. This is the equation. So if I asked for your slope, okay, so what Isabel is saying is, can we just put m equals negative 5/8? Well, absolutely. M does equal negative 5/8, but that's not slope-intercept form. This is just slope. So if I said, hey, what's the slope? You'd have to get this first, and then you could put m equals negative 5/8. But right now, all I'm concerned about is putting it into slope-intercept form. Does that make sense? Okay, I'll leave that up there.